Scotland would lose against Morocco by 1-0, leaving them third in the table. Still a big chance of them advancing. They need other things to go their way, of course, in the other groups, with 8 teams advancing in third place out of the 12. Haiti are done. They cannot qualify. They are the first team that have faced that so far in this tournament.
I think it's time for extra time, isn't it? Run. Extra time. No, there's no need. There's absolutely no need to have this discussion.
I want to talk about Morocco a little bit before we get to the Scots. They were disappointing, I thought, today, in a sense that once they opened the scoring really early on, they just kind of stopped playing.
Yeah, they did. And when that goal went in, I was thinking, as I'm sure everyone else was, that this could get quite nasty.
Stevie said it could be 7 or 8.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It was 5
Stevie
or 6 last time you spoke to him.
It's 9 or 10 now. Yeah. But then in the end, like, they didn't really create that much. The fact that they didn't have that much possession in the game itself, it was almost like they were sleepwalking their way towards potentially like a Scotland comeback.
Yeah.
But then we saw Scotland's limitations, and as a consequence, Morocco end up like having the victory. But it's not the most glamorous of victories. And as you look at their last 2 games, like, is this a team that is going to make it to as far as they did last time in the semi-final? Probably not. But they do have the star power. But for some reason, it's not been there. I think in some ways, this group's been a little bit underwhelming.
Oh, this game was so... Ugh.
And you didn't expect that before the
tournament? No, because I'm leaning more into like Morocco and Brazil. Yeah, it's been a little bit.
You wanted some spark, some flair,
little something. Yeah,
there hasn't been much at all.
See, I'm not. I don't get disappointed with watching this because I don't expect much more from Scotland. Now, you might say, well, I should have done that, should have played him, should have got the ball in the box, all that sort of stuff. I think he was a little worried, the Scotland manager, about getting walloped. And he was playing for a point. There's no, Stevie was saying that as soon as we saw the side, he said he's playing for a point. And that's kind of where Scotland are. They got outplayed. And I don't think people realise this because nobody would watch unless you have a Scottish persuasion. You probably didn't watch the qualifying campaign. Why would you?
Did you watch the qualifying campaign?
Watch the Denmark game. The last 20 minutes of the Denmark game. They got outplayed in a bunch of the games. Outplayed.
Yeah.
By Greece, by Denmark and others. But they got the results. Wasn't performance for most part, it was results. And it was great goals, particularly the game at Hampden. McTominay, McLean and Tierney. Was it Tierney with that goal?
Yep.
And then Shanklin Hoof one in from half a yard. So this isn't a surprise. And there'll be a bit of a pile-on, I would imagine, back home in Scotland about the way Stevie Clarke's gone about it. And that's normal. But that's where they are. They are very pedestrian. They play on the back foot, and there's hardly a team in this World Cup that Scotland are going to outplay. We saw that against Haiti.
I feel bad for Steve Clarke because I think you and I we're realistic about what Scotland are, and the one thing we're not is this silky soccer type team that knocks the ball around, plays out the back, all the way up to the front, creates chat. We're not that. We don't have the players that are capable of playing that sort of football. And so for Steve Clarke to be getting the stick he has been getting and will get, it's just wrong.
What surprised me, speaking to you after this game, is about how sad you were, considering what were your real expectations going into this.
The only thing I could say that the reason I was so disappointed was that, you know, if you're going to lose a game or whatever happens in a game, go down fighting. And if there's one thing that we need to do is make every game we play in a fight, because of what I said previously. We're not great with the ball. We don't keep the ball well. We don't create an awful lot of chances. So we rely on fight and determination and getting in the opposition's face. And I guess if there was one thing that summed up why I was disappointed, at no stage did we get in the face. And that for me is why I was so disappointed.
What about the argument, oh look, but it was only one. This is against a team that made it to the semi-finals of the World Cup 4 years ago.
Well, if you call that a victory, then all the best.
Okay. I think there's going to be a bit of a pile-on on Clarke.
Well, it is unfair, isn't it?
That's kind of normal. Unless something crazy happens against Brazil. They may or may not go through in the 3 points. Who the hell knows? But he signed a new contract before the World Cup started with the SFA, which was a bit of a head-scratcher for a lot of people. Even though he's done a very, very good job, people wanted to see how the World Cup went and then assess. There's this great thinking in Scotland, to go back to Stevie's point, there's this great thinking from some of the fans that there's a manager out there that'll get this team,
Right.
maybe not playing like Brazil or whatever, but playing this expansive, open, entertaining football. And there's a belief that there is somebody out there that can get this team to do it. I don't think there is now. Maybe we're a hybrid of that we can play a little better than we have done that's in these games. And I should be fined for saying that.
You've said it twice as well.
Using the word we.
Listen, you carry on.
I know.
Kieran, hope you're watching.
I'll
man.
go. I'll walk out now.
Such a go at Kieran for saying we with England. Wow. Well, I wasn't listening.
Oh, I was listening, but in fact, I saw you start looking at me. I was like, you know, you've done it.
I know I've done it, and you know what? I'm not used to working at 11 p.m. And
Just one last thing.
I'm not in my bed at this time.
Away from we, Morocco are eight favourites to win the World Cup, as I mentioned, made it to the. You're not having any of it.
Not having any of it at all, no. And I think, to be honest, Stevie, not to put like words in your mouth, but I feel like some of the disappointment comes because you saw this be a poor version of Morocco and Scotland still fall so short.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah.
You know, like, because if Morocco were at their absolute best, like in terms of some people believing they could go all the way and whatever, then you hold your hands up and say, oh yeah, you know, these are limitations. But it just wasn't that for Morocco.
I thought there was just. I thought his disappointment because his gravy was a bit runny.
It was a bit runny.
And his
today, it was
mince.
all right.
No, but it was great.
Oh, was it good? You didn't like it? Oh, that's all right.
Great.
So far, of the big story from this World Cup is Craig no longer being the last Scotsman to score at the tournament. However, he is still the last Scotsman to get sent off in this tournament. Mike wanted to show this picture, Craig, of you.
He's just a horrible individual, isn't he? That's the kind of producer I'm working with tonight.
That's it.
And I'm not going to say we again. How dare
You did it twice as well.
I've not done it in 10 years.
I believe what I was hearing.
Just this emotion.
I got a Brazil. Somebody will get sent off against Brazil. Scottish player will get sent off against Brazil.
Yeah. And you were calling him Clarkey, which is quite familiar as
Why
well.
not? I got him Steve Clark.
No, you definitely said
No, I
Clarkey. Definitely, there was a Clarkey in there.
When?
I think it was.
I'm
Yeah.
listen.